Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Libra, October 11, 2022. Pluto is turning direct today after over 5 months of retrograde motion, and this augurs well for your career, reputation, and feelings of self-mastery. While the shift itself can be disorienting right now, you'll feel some unblocking this week and the next. You're less likely to brood and more willing, and feel more equipped to make changes and improvements. You might revive or renew projects you've been working on behind the scenes or that were shelved. A career or reputation matter might unblock. There is a sense of forward, positive, growth-oriented motion. Today, there could be some frustration or suspicion, and thoughts or communications can be extreme or exaggerated until you gain perspective. Fire and air feed one another. This is why the full moon in Aries will fuel you into a wildfire that consumes everything in your path. The energy is building toward culmination now but will still be felt for days ahead. It could feel nearly contagious. A full moon in Aries will put everyone into a me versus we mentality, choosing their own desires and passions over being of service to others. This may trigger friction if you've already been feeling it build in your personal or romantic relationships. Rather than blowing up like a firecracker, try to calm down and find grace. Lay your subconscious fears to rest. With Pluto retrograde in Capricorn going on from the end of April until now, you may have struggled internally with your professional weaknesses, talents, sense of authority, tradition, and structure. You could have also struggled to work with authority figures who adhere to rules and regulations in your workplace. Now that Pluto is direct, you should think about how you can feel empowered moving forward while laying any perceivable issues with others to rest. Let go of a pessimistic perspective for a more mature one. As the moon leaves your income sector, it is a given that this will leave you with a better sense of where the money is. However, before you can even start to unpack a download of information, insights, and messages, a sense of both income and professional confidence will be obvious. For what the moon is wrapping up is its last visit before Jupiter makes a rare double-dip visit just 14 days before the Sun and Venus, the planet of money, are due to return to your career sector. Waiting for the right time to start getting serious about your health? That time is past. You must start today if you are asking yourself this question. It is never too late. The first step could be increasing the amount of water you drink each day. Make this month the period of time you use to really watch how much water you drink and double it. Most people suffer from effects of dehydration without even knowing it. Are you one of them? The vibrations are positive and the opportunities abundant. You are currently orchestrating your plans with bravura and flair, and this is the key to your success. You are coming into a phase of accomplishment, and the period is going to bring you a lot of success in your love life. In your professional life, you will feel a slight decrease in activity, but a romance could come out of an outing with friends. Your faculties for adaptation will help you manage all of this and keep a cool head. As the moon leaves your income sector today, this will leave you with more than just a better sense of where the money is. This last visit before Jupiter retrogrades back in for a rare double-dip visit comes just as the Sun and Venus, the planet of money, are not only just 14 days away from returning to your career sector but from returning aligned. This leaves you with wind of major developments ahead on the income and career fronts. Meanwhile, the moon not only returns for its last visit to your communications sector while Jupiter is here, but as a full moon, something that can push through communication barriers. 10 days after the last planet to move through your relationship sector this year left, the moon returns for one of its most important visits to your communication sector for the year. While you have a good sense of what you want from your relationships and what they need from you, staying on track comes down to having the communication lines open. Returning today as a full moon, the moon can push through any remaining communication barriers or roadblocks. Our eyes in the sky. With the full moon in the passionate sign of Aries, it's a day to focus on your innermost desires and needs. This could be tough because, combined with the Sun in Libra, it could cause some people-pleasing energy. That doesn't go too well with what the universe is requiring of the collective these days. Maybe you're now learning that you are your own family, though you could have regrets over something or someone who recently left the picture. Keep in mind that most of these transits aren't for the faint of heart. This moon in Aries hasn't let up on the gas at all. It isn't your responsibility to be an emotional punching bag in any respect. The theme of abuse of power dominates the conversation overall. Having compassion for yourself and your closest loved ones is the most important thing. Everything else really doesn't matter. You are a human being, and living the human experience can be harsh in general on a grander scale. Addictive cycles and dramatic patterns are also a possibility for some who are trying to cope with these changes. Taking the curious approach to your thoughts is the best way to determine any solutions. Prioritize your basic needs. Knowing that there are so many who are feeling the same way will help you through the tough times. Know how amazing you are and how much the universe loves you. Mid-afternoon, the Aries full moon provokes anxiety. The September 25th Libra new moon prompted us to set intentions for establishing reciprocal relationships, while warning that fixating on perfection could tip the scales off balance. Today, this giving-receiving dynamic is illuminated. We are forced to pull back cooperative energy to focus on our own needs. Yet, the moon's conjunction with wounded healer Chiron makes this an extremely awkward process. The Aries moon amplifies the perception that taking risks, pioneering our efforts, and even expressing difficult emotions like anger, puts us at a disadvantage. It doesn't help matters that the Sun is traveling with Venus, putting extra pressure on us to achieve relational harmony. At this time, we are guided to recognize that when we pursue our aims, we heal ourselves, thereby making ourselves better candidates for relationships based on mutual respect. If we constantly focus on our perceived failures or weaknesses, we will continue to sell ourselves short in our partnerships, believing ourselves to be unworthy of those whose love we desire. As difficult as it may be to negotiate this day, any brushes with self-doubt, insecurity, or criticism are intended to highlight anxieties so they can be reintegrated healthily. In doing so, we build a foundation of self-love, a prerequisite for relational love. In the evening, the moon sextiles Saturn in Aquarius, offering stabilization following a tricky full moon. This transit harmonizes the energies of our inner child and inner elder. It allows us to understand that emotional safety must come from within, from interior self-regulation. By setting proper boundaries, we engage with others in healthier and happier ways. Limits do not restrict us, they provide a safe container for growth and experimentation.